Okay, we will call to order this meeting, and this is the Zoning Board of Appeals of the City of East Peoria, and this is our December 2025 meeting. The first order of business would be roll call.
Driscoll.
Here.
Whitman.
Here.
Brashears.
Here.
Reeker.
Here.
Sams.
Here.
Bruner.
Here.
Kelly.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Excellent. Next order of business would be the approval of the minutes from the meeting held on November 10th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from the meeting on November 10th.
Second.
Thank you, Tim and Troy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, first case of the evening is case SU-2025-015, and that's the petition of Tiffany Harrison of Freedom Forever for a special use to allow ground mount solar panels on property located at 129 Meadow Ave. Property ID number is 01-01-34-303-003. Would the petitioner approach the podium, please? And will you state your name for us?
Tiffany Harrison.
You are Tiffany Harrison. Excellent. And Tiffany, before we go any further, I need to swear you in, so will you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, and go ahead and explain what you are here for.
We want to put a ground-mounted solar array on a property off of Meadows, and I believe it's maybe under 2 acres is what the stipulations is for that. So need the special use permit to do that.
And Tiffany, are you the homeowner, or do you?
I'm not.
Okay, that's what I want to make
Yeah.
sure. You're from Freedom
represent,
Forever.
yeah.
Excellent. Okay, questions for Tiffany. Tim?
I don't have any questions.
Michael?
No questions.
Troy?
How many are we talking about?
How
Putting
many
back there?
panels?
Yes.
I believe it's 16. You know what? I didn't bring in, because every time I come to a zoning meeting, everybody already has everything. But I believe it's 16 panels. It's a small array.
And how many stands is that on? Just one? Is it just one
it's-
stand?
Yeah, just one stand that'll be at a, I want to say, a 30-degree angle.
I have no more questions.
Okay. Joel?
No questions.
John?
No questions.
George?
No questions.
I really don't have any questions either. Thank you. You can go ahead and have a seat. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to address the zoning board on this particular case? Seeing no one, we will proceed with the next case, and that's case SU-2025-016. That's the petition of Dan Shoemaker for a special use to allow for the expansion of a non-conforming building on property located at 105 North Hawthorne Avenue. Property ID number is 05-05-12-203-014 and 015. Would the petitioner approach the podium? Will you state your name for us?
I'm Blake Shoemaker.
In relation to the petitioner?
He's my dad.
Excellent. Okay. Blake, will you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're looking at buying the building at 105 Hawthorne right now. I'm here on behalf of our companies. Me and Max, my brother, run Manta and Winbros. It's pressure washing, gutter cleaning, and we have a lighting business as well. So this property is new for us, and the addition is kind of what we're looking at getting approved. It kind of is what buying this property hinges on, because right now the building just isn't quite big enough for what we want to do. So we're looking at expanding that building, which is formerly J&J Toppers. It's right now it's 42 by 68, and we're looking at adding a 42 by 80 addition at a right angle off of Hawthorne and Meadows. And it would just be used for storage of our equipment. We're adding 3-door garages on both sides of it, drive-through garage doors on that.
Questions? Tim?
I don't have any questions.
Michael?
Yeah, so you're gonna be using it for storing vehicles or more just equipment?
Yeah, so we'll be using it to store our vehicles, and we use trucks and trailers for Winbros and just trucks for our lighting business. So we'll have a lot more of those, hopefully, than what this building can store for us right now.
Perfect. That's all I had.
Troy?
No questions?
Joel?
No questions.
George or John?
No questions.
George?
Okay, so on your building, you're going to go with the existing siding that's on the building there, correct?
Sorry, what was that?
The siding that you're going to put on the new building is going to be the same siding that's on the old building?
It's going to be new siding, but all of that.
Same design?
Yeah, same design.
Okay.
Steel siding. I believe that's what's on
Okay.
there right now. But we'll be using that new siding to reface the old building so that everything facing the street
Is
is
the
going to
same.
be matching. Yeah.
Okay, and then you're pouring concrete for all the drives, correct? And
Mhm,
you're putting a
correct.
new entrance from 150
Correct.
in? Okay.
Yep.
So does that have to be approved by the state since it's a,
Yeah, they have to work through the state to get that approved.
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
okay, that's all I have.
Will you be doing any oil changes or anything like that inside the building?
Yes, we probably will, and we are planning on adding in a drain to that new building, and that'll have a water oil separator. If they have one already, we'll tie into that. If they don't, we'll of course get the permits needed for that and everything and
Okay.
put that in.
So you had your one-stop shop and got all that information, my guess is, from the fire department and public works and stuff?
I'm not too sure on the status of that.
Maybe you've been
My
through it.
dad has kind of
Okay.
taken the point
Okay.
on that stuff, so I don't know. the
That's okay.
exact
Yeah, he
detail.
said your dad's been through, so
Okay,
yes, okay.
sounds good.
And then I think there was some stipulation from the city, maybe also has to be cleared through the state, that you
Mm-hmm.
need a 9-foot setback?
Yeah, one of the conditions would be because you have an extra wide right-of-way there with 150, the request here is the building's going to come closer than the typical 50 feet. There'll still be a significant ways off the edge of the roadway, but it would come closer than the 50 feet to the right-of-way line.
Okay. No further questions then? I just wanted to clarify
Yeah.
that for anybody listening or watching.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, thank you. You can have a seat.
Yep.
Is there anyone in the room that wishes to speak to the zoning board on this particular case? Seeing no one, we will proceed with the next case of the evening, and that's case SU-2025-017. That's the petition of John and Crystal Bresner for a special use to allow for an accessory structure inconsistent with the requirements set forth in City Code Section 5-6-5 on property located at 111 Cayley Court. Property ID number is 05-05-09-217-015. Would the petitioner approach the podium? Go ahead and state your names for me.
John Bressner.
Crystal Bressner?
Excellent. Will you both raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Excellent. Thank you, and go ahead and proceed.
We're planning on building a garage in the spare lot that was next to 111, which is 109 Kalia Court.
Which we've since combined.
Yes.
So it is one lot.
It's one property right now, so. We put in for a post frame garage. That's what we would like to build, and I understand that is against some kind of a,
Well, it's standard.
yeah,
So it requires a special use permit, so that's why we're
requires
here.
a special use permit, so. That's why we're here. Oh.
Questions for the Bresners? Tim?
I don't remember if I saw in the notes. It's going to be metal sided, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. Is that going to be like metal lap siding or vertical siding?
Morton building siding.
Okay. I think that's the only question I had for clarification. Oh, I see. Looks like it's going to be vertical. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Michael?
Yeah, what is your all plan for the building? Just storage of
Tractors,
vehicles?
lawnmowers, truck,
Okay.
boat.
Okay, perfect. That's all I had.
Troy?
Any, any plumbing or drainage run into the building at all? Just lighting? That's
Just
it?
lighting,
Just
that's
electric?
it. Yep.
Okay, that's all the questions I had.
Joel?
Excuse me. It looks like there is a cutout in the curb already. Are you using that as the entrance?
That's correct.
Okay, and just gravel from there to the building?
Concrete. We're gonna put concrete.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There will be a concrete drive up to
Yes.
it. Okay,
Inside.
And sidewalk, yes, correct.
that's all I have.
So you're gonna finish, sorry, so you're gonna finish the sidewalk up to
From-
the, up to the driveway?
Yep.
Up to the drive? on
And then
both
from there,
sides?
all down to the next property, it's all gonna be fresh sidewalk all the way down.
Is that it?
Sorry, yes, that's all I
Okay,
had.
you're fine. John?
No questions.
George?
Yes, on the siding of the building, I drove your neighborhood several times. Nice houses back there, by the way. But the only problem I have is that is the only metal building back there, other than there's one past you, and there's one before you that's a way old, but both of them are way old. We need to have this, you got the lap siding on your house.
Correct. It's
In the
8 inch.
brick.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was installed, yes.
To put that on the front of the garage that faces the street. That way it doesn't look like a Morton building sitting there. I realize the new Morton buildings, they look nice. I'm not saying that.
They look very nice.
But the house looks so much nicer than the Morton building. So, I wouldn't think it'd be that big of an issue to put the lap siding on the front, since you got like a 16-foot door there already, so that doesn't need to be covered. So, that would be the only issue I would have with would be the front.
Okay.
That way it looks more like the houses in the neighborhood.
Okay.
I would have to say I would agree with George. Something just to make it look less like you have a very nice neighborhood, and that's the first thing I thought of was, would my neighbor, if I was doing that, would my neighbor say something? Then they probably wished I had done something a little bit fancier, and so I do like George's idea. We'll have to see what the motion is. But color-wise, are you coordinating, matching the house kind of
Matching
thing?
the house. Yep. Trim, everything, color's gonna match. It's gonna be landscape, just like the house is. You won't even know it's a Morton building. There's $1 million Morton buildings out there.
Right,
that,
yeah,
you
right.
know,
Yeah,
so-
there's some nice buildings out there.
Yep.
Yep.
And then have any of your neighbors actually expressed any concern or anything to you?
Talked to my neighbor to the left, Chad, and he said it was a great idea.
Okay. That's all I have then. Thank you. You can have a seat. Okay, is there anyone in the room that wishes to speak to the zoning board on this particular case? You approach the podium, please.
You guys go first. I will.
Okay. Go ahead and state your name for me.
My name is Melody Stonier.
Hi, Melody, and,
Sorry. I didn't know he came up with me.
Guy Hathaway.
okay, and will you both raise your right hands for me?
Yes.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, and in relation to the petitioner's address, where all do you reside?
We live across the street at 110 Cayley Court.
Okay.
So we would be looking every day at this machine shed. We bought our home 3 years ago in a residential district, thinking it was going to be all residential. No machine sheds, no barns. I just wonder if this is going to lower our property values. We paid $280,000 for the house. We paid $10,000 a year in taxes. Living across the street from a barn doesn't really thrill me. And then I'm concerned, am I allowed to ask them a question?
Not at this point. You're really speaking to the.
Okay, well, I'll ask you then. I'm wondering if, because they buy so much stuff and evidently need to store it, will they also be selling out of that building? Will this become a business where we have traffic coming and going? That's a concern.
The petition mainly said it was for personal use, so not a business. That would actually be something different that would have to come through us if they were actually going to run a business out of
Well,
there.
and in the residential neighborhood, a business cannot be operated out of an accessory
Pardon me?
structure. In a residential neighborhood, a business cannot be operated from an accessory structure.
Okay.
It has to be within the existing home, and there's quite a few limits on it.
What have you got?
So my answer is no. I'm not interested in living with this barn across from us. I don't understand why the grade was raised so high. Why wasn't it, if I'm going to have to look at a barn, why do I have to look up at it with this big white door staring me in the face every time I look out my front window? It doesn't seem appropriate for this neighborhood. As Melody says, we bought a home in a residential neighborhood on a nice cul-de-sac with only 7 homes. Not interested in having a barn there. I don't understand, again, why it has to be so much higher than the original grade that was there. So I don't like it. Don't understand what is going to be done there. I know what was said. Will there be things stored outside this building? Or will everything be maintained inside? What can be done to shield the neighborhood from having to look at this barn in terms of landscaping that's more than just ground level? Can something of that nature at least be done if you guys approve it?
Many times we do include some landscaping requirements.
I want landscaping. If you're going to approve this, why isn't it at least 6-foot tall evergreens that shields this thing? Don't understand why it needs to be here. It's not a farm. It's a residential neighborhood.
Right. So, yeah, I too am opposed. So,
Okay, thank you.
thank you for your time.
Anyone else wishing to speak to the zoning board on this particular case, step to the podium, please. And state your name for me.
Connie Neighbors.
Hi, Connie. And where in relationship to the petitioner do you live?
I live at 301 Alice Avenue, which is right on the street that turns into Peacefield that goes to Kalia.
Okay.
301 Alice Avenue.
Okay, and will you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and proceed.
The thing that concerns me is when we built this house in this neighborhood, and we built it 4 years ago, to make sure that we were very careful with making the house what it needed to be for that neighborhood. And the house right next to me, although it doesn't really have a bearing here, but I'm going to say that it does, there's a structure built, big glass windows. If you've driven by, you have seen it. And he's running a roofing business out of there. It's an unfinished structure that is attached to the house. And so there is traffic that he's coming in and out with stuff. There's nails on the street sometimes. I've also noticed that every day, almost every day, there is UPS going to that address. Not the one next to me, these guys here. There's always UPS, there's always FedEx. It's a daily thing. Inconsistent, in my opinion, with what would normally be going on and being delivered to somebody's house. So even though they say they plan on storing boats and this and that and the other, I think they're probably going to be storing stuff for the business that they must be running out of their house, unless there's some medical reason why they would be constantly, every single day, these delivery trucks coming in and out. And so I feel like what they want to do is inconsistent with the neighborhood. Part of why we built the house where we did was because of the zoning, and we would rather it just stay looking like a residential neighborhood.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Next up. State your name for me.
I'm Janet Darrow Burdine.
And in relationship to the petitioner's address, where are you located?
I'm at 116 Cayley.
Okay.
So we're literally at the very end of the cul-de-sac where everybody turns around.
Okay. Will you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. And We didn't get notified of any of the dimensions of what you guys have in front of you, so I don't know how big that lot is or how wide or deep that building they're talking about is. I know our garage, which is a 36 feet wide one, is a 3-stall, and it's only this big, and I know they have a 3-stall garage. So if they're storing tractors and trailers and boats and stuff, are they storing other things in there? Because again, they get a lot of deliveries at that location, and they're always coming through our circle. And like others, we bought the property and built on 116 Cayley because it was a short, quiet residential. And I'm concerned that there'll be a higher traffic of deliveries. They're always hauling things in and out of their current residential location that's why they have a trailer. They haul things in and out all the time. So I'm concerned about the size of the building compared to the lot they're putting in, and also the elevation. They've already got the elevation up high. I'm curious of why that is and why it's already done when we haven't had a chance to talk about it as neighbors. Let's see. They talk about post-frame garage, metal siding, and all that. It sounds like a storage unit to me. You can make it look nice. You can put the brick in front of it, but if it's their storage unit and they're bringing stuff in and out, I don't feel like that's residential use. It sounds like home business or something like that. And we get a lot of traffic down that street, and part of it is because of that residential location already. I don't like to see it increased. And the property taxes, how that will impact us.
Okay.
Let's see. I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the room wish to speak to the zoning board on this particular case? Seeing no one, we will move on then with the last case, that be case SU-2025-018, and that's the petition of Accolade EP Rentals LLC for a special use to allow multifamily redevelopment of property located at 500 Centennial Drive. That property ID number is 01-01-23-200-025. Hello, petitioner.
Hello, I'm Janaki Nair. I'm an attorney working with the petitioner Accolade.
Okay, and will you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
With me today are Matt Rooney, who's sitting in the middle back here. He is the manager for Accolade EP Rentals LLC. Kim Rooney, who is a property manager with the company, and Devin Birch from Austin Engineering, who can address questions if there are any about the parking plan and so on. So as I believe you all are familiar with this property, this Accolade, it was a retirement community, it was a nursing home and assisted living facility. It consists of a 6-story building and a 1-story building. The total number of units that are there at the moment are substantially more than what we're proposing to develop at this point. I did want to confirm, we provided an updated proposal dated December 4. So if anyone doesn't have it, I have extra copies. But pursuant to the current proposal, we are proposing to develop just the 6-story building at this time. If there is a move to develop the 1-story building later, we would be most likely coming back to you. So the 6-story building, we're proposing to develop 194 units, a mix of 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, so on. And then we are also proposing some limited commercial development in the first floor of that 6-story building. We don't have a specific proposal on that at this time, but just the sort of allowance for developing that consistent with the zoning into the future. The ZBA and the City Council recently amended the zoning ordinance to allow, as a special use, multifamily development in a senior living facility district. So that's why we're before you on a special use rather than a rezoning at this time. The last feature in the revised December 4th plan is that we are no longer seeking a variance to become consistent with the parking requirements. So because we've brought down the total number of units, we actually have a small surplus of spaces now based on our latest parking plan. The parking plan, I've noticed when it gets reprinted and attached to things, sometimes gets a little hard to look at. So again, if your parking plan doesn't have the spots sort of marked out, I have additional copies that we can provide as needed. So at this time, we are no longer seeking a variance for parking. We will have 345 spaces, which is actually 54 spaces more than the 1.5 spaces per unit requirement. So we're feeling much more comfortable with that, and we believe that this is an excellent use of redevelopment of this property, which is sitting vacant at the moment.
Okay, questions. Tim?
First, I just want to state that I think that this is a really beneficial use to this property, so I wish you the best on this project. I did read in the petition that it said that you're actively at least having discussions or at least thoughts about engaging with ICC and Bradley for housing college students, which I think is also a really fantastic idea, especially with ICC right across the street pretty much. You're also right on a main bus route, which is really, really fantastic for the residents. I was curious because there is a bus stop that is located very, very close. Has there been any thoughts or any conversation with the city about possibly putting in some kind of convenient walkway to a sidewalk that goes to that bus stop that would be on, I guess, the south side of the road, west side of the road? I'm not really sure. I'm directionally challenged, so I apologize. I think it technically is the south side. Michael got it.
Yeah.
He's a planning guy over here, so. And that would, and then maybe possibly, long term, it'd be more of a question for the city, but having a crosswalk that actually crosses so that students could safely cross that street, without the, threat of traffic and things like that. It is also a very busy street too. So anyway, those are just some thoughts and questions. I didn't know if those have been under consideration. I know that, would be additions, and maybe that's something that's future, but if you could maybe address that.
I don't know that we've had any conversations to date on those points, but those are excellent suggestions. We had discussed just provisionally the potential for at some point needing some a crosswalk over to ICC, depending on if as we're anticipating a lot of students end up living in the facility, that might be something that we'd have to look into in the future, but I think it's a good suggestion and one we'll definitely take under advisement. So.
Yeah, because with your breakdown of your proposed units, would probably lend itself a lot to, and I've also read in your petition, lend itself to, non-vehicle owners potentially, bicycle riders, pedestrians, possibly, and so that bus route, that transportation route becomes extremely important. So I think having some, safe access is important. But again, I don't know who owns which portions of the property, so I suspect that would have to be a joint project. But anyway, it's just a point for consideration in the future.
Thank you.
Yep.
Michael?
Well, as a urban planner, I was going to have the same comment on the bus stop. Also note that bus stop is not even currently ADA compliant with being no pad, nothing right there. So it would be nice to see some type of improvement there. And potentially also a crosswalk to be able to get to ICC and the other directional for the bus stop. But otherwise, I think it's a fantastic use of a previous building. I live just down the street from it, so I'm in support of it.
Thank you.
Troy?
Has, excuse me, has additional draining and stuff and landscaping and stuff been addressed with the additional parking that's going on?
We haven't specifically designed that, but we're aware of the need to arrange for drainage with the additional
Stormwater and
impervious
main drain
surface.
and all that kind of stuff?
Yes, and Mr. Birch is here if you have particular questions you'd like to ask him.
That was it on the draining. So what is the timeline of the project? When are we looking to start, get something done?
For this one, I will call, if I could, ask Matt Rooney to address that.
Matt, excuse me, will you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Go ahead and proceed. Thank you.
We anticipate approximately a 2-year timeline to finish up all of the combination of the units and the rehab of the units. Ideally, we would hope to close within the next 60 to 90 days on the property, and therefore start that work. I'd like to start renting units sometime in August or September. The attractiveness of the project is that it's not a gut rehab type project. There are already living units there. There are kitchens and bedrooms and bathrooms. So a lot of it doesn't need to be rewired or replumbed or anything. It just needs to be, get some rehabilitation as far as painting, drywall, some kitchen repair, and some flooring that needs to be done. But the building inside is in remarkably good shape. It has, as you know, it was a senior living facility. It's nice wide hallways, nice wide doorways. Each floor has like a little community center that looks out outside over the property. So it's a very livable type property. But we see it as more unit prep than a gut rehab. So we think that would go along, and we're giving us 2 years to go from 0 occupancy to hopefully full occupancy in that time.
So we would see something going on with the building in the spring then, hopefully?
Hopefully, yes.
Okay.
And to speak about the, while I'm here, and I got the mic, you should never give me the mic, because that's dangerous. The previous residents of there maybe weren't very mobile when it comes to using bus transportation, but I don't think that is exactly the case. We would welcome anybody who was a former resident there to come back and live in the building, but we anticipate them being looking forward to a bus stop and take advantage of going from one side to the other and following the bus routes. So we would seriously consider adding that and figuring out how to add that and make it an ADA compliant and everything. So we would be fully supporting that.
Yeah, I think you have potential opportunity to work again with the city, with the transportation district. I think Ty has connections in with that too. I think you're on the board, aren't you, Ty, for the transportation board? Yeah. So I'm sure you can kind of help be a liaison between the city and that transportation board as well. Because I don't think that the sole onus should be on you guys as a project, but I mean, if you were willing to, help fund that project, I think that maybe there's joint agreement across that board to really help improve that bus stop that's on the opposite side. The bus stop that's on the other side, on ICC side, is actually very nice. It has a shelter, nice benching. It's ADA accessible to the roadway, but the one on the other side is not. And I just think that there's some opportunity there. But I do think that there would be some level of convenience to put in a walkway from your actual property across your property and then to whatever public sidewalk and transportation district stuff that they may do. So I just think it's a good opportunity, and I just want to make you aware of it.
Yeah, we'd want to contribute to that, for sure. I'm sorry, Troy, I kind of
No,
stepped
you're
in.
fine, you're fine. So the first floor we're talking about is business space right now. That's what we're talking about, right? For the first floor of the 6-story part of it?
Right, the single story of that structure is the commercial, more of the commercial side of it. There are no developed units in there. In the application, it says they're basically a hospital bed type areas. There's no kitchen in there. It does have a bathroom, but yeah, I wouldn't call that immediately livable space. So we're worried about the 6-story. Those are where apartment buildings are, and that's what we would put our focus in.
That's why I was asking, the business part of it that you're talking about, though, is that on the first floor of the 6-story?
Yeah,
or is that?
the first floor of the 6-story.
Okay, so would there be reserved parking for those spaces for outside customers, or is this mainly for residents of the building?
Well, it'd be residents of the building.
Okay, so it wouldn't be for outside customers?
No,
The
no.
business space on the bottom?
Right.
Okay. And then, I know you don't have any plans yet for the 1-story building, but is there a timeline when something would happen with that? I mean, it's gonna be gonna be kind of weird to have this nice 6-story building, and the other one is looking a little dilapidated right now, the 1-story, at least from the front end of it anyway.
Well, our plan is to make the entrance to the 6-story as attractive as possible. So we will hopefully remove the word dilapidated from your description.
I apologize, but from the front
and
of it, it's
dress
just
that up as
overgrown.
much as we can.
Right.
In our discussions in developing this revised plan, the thought was any kind of commercial application of it would be much more attractive once we're inside the building and it has all the new landscaping, it has nice lighting in front of it. It's tough to sell someone on commercial space in a vacant building.
Understand.
So, we realize we have to get in there first, make our impact, and then make it an attractive investment for another business to come in.
Understood. Thank you, that's all I have.
Yeah, when I was looking through kind of your budget, I didn't see anything specific to that first story, and I think you're kind of alluding to the fact that your goal and intention is the top stories right now. What would be the plan over these next 2 years with that bottom story, that level? Like, just kind of leave it as it is so you can work on the rest of it, as you talked about, making it attractive for commercial, or what is your goal as far as like what you're attracting to that commercial area?
Okay.
I
ahead.
did have one note,
Yeah.
which is in the 6-story building, the first floor of that building is also going to have the offices for the.
That's what I'm talking
for the
about, yeah.
facility. Yeah, so that's
we're
I
talking
facility
the
office.
first
Yeah.
floor of, yeah.
Yes.
There are units on the first floor, so we plan on, because everyone sees your first floor, so we're going to make that look as attractive as
Okay.
possible.
That's cool.
Our models and our business offices are going to be on the first floor.
Okay.
So that first floor is going to be the first floor that's developed. And we thought we would just, go up the floors and continue on and do it floor by floor. There was a talk of going to the 6th floor, going to the top floor. It has some of the most attractive views in the area. Some, look out over into the river and over the top of the forest. I mean, it's very nice. So, but the plan was to do it logically, floor by floor, and then, that would allow us to get people in there as soon as possible. We're not going to try to do the whole project at all 6 floors at once.
Okay.
And I think also in the first floor, Matt, you had talked about the communal space amenities that are identified. Those
Okay.
would mostly be on the first floor, I think. So,
Correct.
your bike storage, to your point, and if there's the business offices, community activity rooms, that sort of
So-
thing would be on that first.
So let me clarify real quick. So there's 2 structures. There's a
Yes.
6-story structure and a second structure.
And
On the
1 story.
6-story structure, will there be any commercial on the bottom floor?
No. I mean, just the operating of our business.
Okay, that's the question.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an outside attractive.
Right,
Understood.
no third-party businesses.
Okay,
In,
that was
in-
the question.
In the 6th story.
That makes sense. All right, thank you. That's all the questions I had.
John? George?
Okay, back to the 1-story building. So your thoughts of what would go in there at this point? Okay, I know you don't have it planned. So the extra 50 spots plus that is left, will that cover what you think would go in there? Because once you do this, I can't see there being any more spots for parking.
Yes, and so the sorts of uses that we've been looking at that are also contemplated in the ordinance really don't require a lot of parking. So a daycare center is something we looked at, a dog and cat grooming business, maybe professional offices, but not necessarily like clinical where you need a lot of parking. So the other nice thing about this combination would be that during the times of day when the commercial businesses would need more parking accessibility, those are the times of day that the residents aren't there.
Right.
So we do think it would be conducive to having that sort of co-use of the property in the longer run.
And then back on the parking, so you're going to have a drive-through parking where you can go all the way around the building. Is that correct?
That's our goal, yes.
That's the goal. Yeah, because on the one end, it's probably, 10 feet from the building to that fence there?
Right.
So are you going to have to, like, add all dirt in, to get the ground that you need for a road?
Well, sure. Sorry. No, go ahead. This is our parking engineer here, so.
Okay.
You'll have to come to the podium.
You're here, you might as well come up and talk too.
Well, we have to be able to hear you.
Yeah.
We have to be able to hear you. State your name for me.
Devin Birch with Austin Engineering.
And do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Go ahead.
So we're not proposing full circulation around that one side that you're talking about, the road side.
Okay.
We're providing a new connection. The goal is to provide a new connection on the back side so that eventually you can work your way around, but that one pinch point at the north where the building's really close, there's no plans right now unless for some reason during the commercial somebody says they want to cut that off a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, there's no plan to connect through there right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just on the back side, so that way that service entrance now can get access to the entire parking lot, and we actually have, an in and out that can circulate most of the property.
Yeah, because the one area is a green area, and that's going to be all parking, correct? Like, in between the buildings
Yeah, this
or
plan
whatever?
does propose the courtyard parking.
Okay.
Yeah, that's still up in the air a little bit, but, we are at a surplus right now, and so that's good, and, that courtyard is an amenity that,
Right, yeah, okay.
that we might bring back into play, but we're always going to make sure we've got that 1.5
Okay.
requirement to go by, so.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
I think the only thing in looking through our notes that I want to express, mainly just because we're being televised, is the city wants to see enough progress on this project so that it doesn't obviously sit empty for too long, but also that this special use approval, if it does get approved, is only for you as the developers and the realtor, et cetera. It's not, doesn't get to be carried on to, say, a new owner if things would shift, in the next 6 months or 12 months or whatever. You'd have to come back to the city and obviously rework your plans.
Yeah, I believe the special use would be delivered to, or in the name of our entity, Accolade EP Rentals LLC. I don't believe it's transferable in any way. And that doesn't even assure that they would endorse this very same plan. So if they change one period out of this plan, they'd have to come back and before you and explain themselves.
Yes. Thank you. And like I said, there's people watching and or listening that I want to make sure that, and the reduction in units is mainly because you're taking the studios offline and combining them with some of the other units so that you have more larger units and then no studio apartments. Am I correct?
Yes,
Pretty
that's what we're doing. We're taking 100 one-bedroom and studio units and combining them into a single two-bedroom unit. And that's where we get the reduction. So we go from 100 down to 50, and also incorporated in the plan is to take 18 additional one-bedroom and studios and combining them into 6 three-bedrooms. So, and the whole program is to take 118 of these studio units and converting them into the 2s and 3 bedrooms.
Perfect, thank you for that explanation. I
There-
have no further questions. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. There will still be a handful of studios, even after the combinations, if you see in the list, but yeah, much reduced in terms of the number of studios, so, just to be clear.
All right. And I'm happy to hear that the city is wanting us to expedite the development, because we certainly are excited to do it. And we'll be paying a mortgage payment
Right.
as if it was 100% occupied. So
Completely understand.
we need to get heads in the beds, as they say.
Yes.
So
Perfect.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any, is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak to the zoning board on this particular case? Seeing none, then we will move to deliberations.
Excuse me, can I, because I remembered a couple things from the Kaylee
Sure.
Court thing. Sorry, I haven't.
You'll need to approach the podium. We,
Okay.
and you just, well, we don't have our minute clock on, but yeah.
I'll be quick.
It's fine. Go ahead.
Janet Darrow for the Kaylee Court conversation case. I forgot to ask if they're going to have to do the 30-foot setback like we had to do with our build and any of the other subdivision requirements that we had to meet when we built our residential. Is there a difference between our building our residential and then putting a non-residential building? Do they have to meet the same subdivision requirements we had to meet?
So for cases like this, the typical setback is still required. I was not aware of any reduced setback being requested here, so that's not a part of the consideration here.
Okay, I didn't have any of the information or the specs on what they were doing in the setback and how big their building was. So that's why I asked if they had to follow all the requirements that we
Yes.
had to do on Kaylee Court as a residential.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, that's it.
Can I say one more thing as well about that? Sorry, Jan.
I'm fine.
I wanted to say, you had asked if they had talked to the neighbors and explained what was happening. We were not consulted, being right across the street. Just all of a sudden, trucks are showing up, dirt's been hauled in, trucks are coming in and going out. We were never asked or shown any plans. The only way we knew what was going to be built was after we received the letter about this meeting. Guy called the phone number and he was emailed the information. Otherwise, we have never seen what was proposed. And I'm not sure, I know that this neighbor back here also was not consulted, so we were not notified of exactly what was going on. So, anyway, thank you.
Okay. Case SU-2025-015, that's the petition of Tiffany Harrison of Freedom Forever for solar panels at 129 Meadow Avenue. Will the establishment, maintenance, and operation of the proposed special use permit be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare?
No. No.
Okay, will the proposed special use permit be injurious to the use or enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for uses permitted in the district?
No.
Will the proposed special use permit diminish or impair property values within the surrounding neighborhood?
No.
Will the establishment of the proposed special use permit impede the orderly development or improvement of the surrounding property for uses permitted in the subject zoning district?
No.
R, have adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, or other necessary facilities to be or been provided?
Yes.
R, have adequate measures to be been taken to provide ingress and egress from the site, minimizing traffic congestion and hazards on public streets?
Not applicable.
Yeah. Will the proposed special use permit conform to all other applicable regulations of the zoning district?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Any discussion, or does someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve this one as presented.
Second.
Thank you, Troy and Joel. Roll call vote?
Driscoll.
Yes.
Whitman.
Yes.
Brochures.
Yes.
Rieger.
Yes.
Sams.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
All voting in favor. That will go before City Council same room next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. It's probably not a bad idea. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, we have case SU-2025-016, and that's the petition of Dan Shoemaker to change the facade and add on at 105 North Hawthorne Avenue. Will the establishment, maintenance, and operation of the proposed special use permit be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare?
No.
No.
Will the proposed special use permit be injurious to the use or enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for uses permitted in the district?
No.
Will the proposed special use permit diminish or impair property values within the surrounding neighborhood?
No.
Will the establishment of the proposed special use permit impede the orderly development or improvement of surrounding property for uses permitted in the subject zoning district?
No.
R, have adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, or other necessary facilities to be or been provided?
Yes.
R, have adequate measures to be or been taken to provide ingress and egress from the site, minimizing traffic congestion and hazards on public streets?
Yes.
Will the proposed special use permit conform to all other applicable regulations of the zoning district?
Yes.
Okay. Discussion? Motion?
I'll make a motion. I don't want to say, with the approval of the metal siding on the building to be the same on the front side, which the owner said it's all going to be one. So, and with the not less than a 9 foot from the right of way along Meadows Avenue. And do we need to put anything in there about the concrete since it wasn't in the original drawing? Or, for the driveways and stuff?
So it did show on the drawing, did it not?
It looked like it was just like
Yeah.
little lines through.
I mean, hard surface to be installed.
Okay.
I think it's on the layout.
Where vehicles
Okay.
are to be operating, yeah.
Well, if it conforms to all of the other regulations in the district, it
Yeah,
can't go
we
with
need-
gravel anyway.
Correct.
Did that finish your motion?
Yes, I'm sorry.
So all other zoning regulations would apply to landscaping too then, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm not.
What I've got is, the conditions, the siding is consistent all the way around, and also it's not less than 9 foot setback.
Yep.
Then, was there anything else?
From Meadow.
From Meadow.
The metals, yeah.
Yeah, otherwise the building will not get any closer to Hawthorne than it
Correct.
already does.
Yep.
I would second that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Joel did the second.
Second.
Perfect. Okay. Roll call vote.
Driscoll.
Yes.
Whitman.
Yes.
Broshiers.
Yes.
Reeker.
Yes.
Sams.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
All voting in favor. Yep. That'll go next Tuesday in front of the city council. Same location, 6 o'clock. Final approval does go before the city council next Tuesday, here in this room.
Yep.
Sounds good.
One more
Next
hoop.
Tuesday at what time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock? Okay.
Same room.
Sounds good. Sorry
Same
about that.
place. Okay, we have the case SU-2025-017, and that's the petition of John and Crystal Bresner for inconsistent structure at 111 Cayley Court. Will the establishment, maintenance, and operation of the proposed special use permit be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare?
No.
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 Will the proposed special use permit be injurious to the use or enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for uses permitted in the district?
No.
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 Will the proposed special use permit diminish or impair property values within the surrounding neighborhood?
No.
No.
Will the establishment of the proposed special use permit impede the orderly development or improvement of surrounding property for uses permitted in the subject zoning district?
No.
No.
R, have adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, or other necessary facilities to be or been provided?
Yes.
Yes.
R, have adequate measures to be or been taken to provide ingress and egress for the site, minimizing traffic congestion and hazards on public streets.
Yes.
Yes.
Will the proposed special use permit conform to all other applicable regulations of the zoning district?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Discussion? Motion? Yeah, go ahead,
They need to come back up to the platform or I mean the pulpit.
because we have to hear them.
Okay. Sir, could you come back up to the
The podium.
podium, please?
And just for the record, will you state your name again?
Guy Hathaway?
Thank you, Guy. Go ahead, George.
Okay, so when you was talking about this project, one of the things you was concerned about was the height of the building or the land, okay? And how the building's gonna look, you know, because you was looking across the street at it and stuff. So what if he cut that ground down and moved the building down? What I'm trying to do is, he wants a building, you don't want a building. Is there an in-between where we can meet and everybody would be happy with this?
Not likely.
You know, and like a white garage door, maybe put a darker garage door where you're not looking at just a white piece of, is that something that you would be not so upset about? You know, and if he did put some vegetation and along the side of the building where the building really doesn't show a whole lot?
What is the size of the building? Because that's never been described.
It's 20 by 24, isn't it? 40 by 24. Okay, 40.
So 40 foot long, 24 deep.
Okay.
And what's the size of the door?
18 foot.
So it's a big door.
Yeah, but if it wasn't white, if, okay,
It's still light colored.
right. So,
Point of clarification here, on the site plan, it shows the building as 20 by 20.
that's what I thought.
That's just what it shows, but for clarification, you're saying it's 20 by 40, correct? 40 by 24.
Yeah.
Okay,
20
so
by
there you go,
24.
40 by 24. So the site plan was not correct.
No, the LC thing says 24. 20, 20, 20.
When you're looking at the satellite view, all you see is 20s.
So for the purposes of this special use permit, for a couple points of clarification I got for you, Ty, and sorry, George, if I'm interrupting you. The size requirement is not being heard for special use because it's below the 1250, and there may be some other buildings, accessory structures, so I don't know how that would relate. And we're not hearing it based on the height, correct? Because it'll meet the height requirements, and we're not hearing it based on position on the property, correct? None of those apply because they're compliant with all those
Correct.
regulations of the code.
Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to make those points of clarification to my fellow board members.
So if we could get the building down and the colors not be so absorbent to you as you're looking at it, and some landscaping along the side, kind of hide the building, would that be more acceptable? I mean, I get where you're coming from, but also, he wants a building too. You know, I'm just trying to,
Then go build a building in Toulon.
what was that?
Go build the building in Toulon.
In Toulon?
Yes. Or he already has property.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, that's,
Why put it in a residential, high property value location? Why reduce what is already in our neighborhood? It's hard for me, as you go through your list of items, to suggest that there's going to be no change in property values, or there's no issues about the aesthetics or how the community or the residents feel. I would disagree with the board. It's a cotton picking pole barn. Why put a barn in the middle of a high-priced residential neighborhood?
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay, thank you. So I think to Tim Kelly's point, the request here is for an accessory building with sheet metal exterior. It's not for the existence of the building. It is for the exterior of the building. The homeowner has the right to put up another building on his property, correct? The only request here is because he wants sheet metal exterior, period.
And to more simply put that, to question to Ty, if the site proposal was that this facade was consistent with that of the existing home on the property, would we even be hearing the special use permit?
No, no, we would not.
Okay, so that just went there, that's clear cut and dry. That's what we're hearing it for, is the metal facade. And George, actually, coming back to the discussion that was made earlier, did potentially make a recommendation of a compromise of having at least the front facade to be consistent with that of the existing home, which I think that's a good condition. And if you want to take that further, George, you're more than welcome to. And I would second a motion if you said it, the whole thing had to be consistent. But because in that case, we're meeting all letters of the code.
If we made the condition that all sides were consistent, he wouldn't need a special use. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, if you didn't use metal.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve with the condition that the front side of the building is consistent with the home that's already there.
Second.
That's my motion.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Driscoll.
Yes.
Whitman.
Yes.
Brochures. Reeker.
Yes.
Sams.
Yes.
Bruder.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
And that is consistent with what we've done in the past, where we've had
Correct.
these in
Right.
that facade. Yes.
Okay, last case of the evening is SU-2025-018, and that is Accolade EP Rentals LLC for their renovation plans at 500 Centennial. Okay. Will the establishment, maintenance, and operation of the proposed special use permit be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare?
No.
Will the proposed special use permit be injurious to the use or enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for uses permitted in the district?
No.
No.
Will the proposed special use permit diminish or impair property values within the surrounding neighborhood?
No.
Will the establishment of the proposed special use permit impede the orderly development or improvement of surrounding property for uses permitted in the subject zoning district?
No.
No.
R, have adequate utilities, access, roads, drainage, or other necessary facilities to be or been provided?
Yes.
R, have adequate measures to be or been taken to provide ingress and egress from the site, minimizing traffic congestion and hazards on public streets?
Yes.
Yes.
Will the proposed special use permit conform to all other applicable regulations of the zoning district?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, discussion or a motion?
I just had,
Going
I
Going
just
back
had
to
a,
number 5 there real quick, we asked about drainage, and they said they've talked about it, but it has not been provided yet. Just wanted to make that clarification.
Correct.
yeah, good point.
Yeah, so with drainage, to be clear with that, so it's any additional impervious hard surface that's provided.
The additional.
My understanding is the existing facility does not have stormwater detention on site. Wouldn't have been required at the time it was constructed.
Right,
So-
but the new will.
Right. The other component of that is that there is a sanitary main that runs on the north side of the property. There is an easement in existence, but likely the additional parking field may cover over that, and so we're going to want to take a look at that and make sure that there's ongoing access. I don't think that they would have any issue with it, but something we'll want to make sure that gets addressed as a part of the redevelopment of the property.
Ty, if they sought to use the single story as some kind of commercial space, does that result in rezoning of the entire property then?
I mean, I think a lot of what they're talking about is complementary to the existing facility that, you know, largely what they're looking to do is to complete the space
Yep.
and get it filled up, and then, you know, then that drives some of those commercial type operations. It'd be something we want to take a look at, that, you know, whether they come back and update the special use, or, you know, we look at ultimately having to do a planned unit development or something, but largely what they're talking about is complementary services to the residents that are there, that the likelihood that it drives a tremendous amount of off-site traffic is probably pretty limited, but certainly there can be uses that are complementary to the residents.
Sure. I wasn't positive what was permitted in R5, because that is what that's zoned right now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And it's largely
some
that
commercial businesses.
focused on, yeah.
Yeah, some commercial
Something
businesses would
residential
not
related.
be permitted, right?
No, I mean, you have examples. I mean, if you look at apartment complexes now, like the Blue Town going
Yep.
up next door, there's some amenities that are incorporated within the property. They're not necessarily a separate business unit, but
Yeah. I mean, I honestly see that being a very similar property to this one, just in a very different location.
Yeah.
So there could be some benefits to having some commercial on that site. So I just didn't know how that affected with zoning.
yeah, I'm going to guess it's something that we tackle when they're ready to pursue
Yeah.
it and figure out how to, because these are services that are going to be very beneficial to the residents there.
Yeah. If anybody else had any comments, I was going to make a motion to approve this case. Or Troy, did you want to add anything about detention or stormwater detention or anything? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we approve case SU-2025-018 as presented.
I'll second that.
Can we, now that you've done it, can we add a stipulation that there be some progress within the first half of 2026? Can we put that on there, Ty, or is it just within the calendar year? How does that work?
Well, I mean, the special use is good for a year, and so, you know, we would look for progress to
Good
occur
enough.
within that year.
So if nothing happens that's satisfactory at the year mark, then we could just pull the special use?
The special use would cease.
die.
It would
Yeah.
expire.
I said die.
Yeah. But my
So-
guess is if they're acquiring it, they're going to have the clock's ticking with the mortgage, so.
So to clarify, because they said they were going to start on the second floor and go one floor at a time and occupy as they go, so if they're not done within that amount of time, they won't be done in a year,
Oh,
obviously.
no. So we would look for some sort of substantial, you know, some sort of indication that work is progressing.
Right.
We wouldn't
Okay.
say, oh, you've only done, you know, 2 floors and we expected 3 by the end of the year or
Right,
something
I just
like
want to
that.
make sure, not that they would, but,
Yeah.
you know, that you couldn't go 4 floors and stop, right? So it's for the building, not,
Correct.
okay.
Roll call.
Yes, thank you. I'm like, where were we with this? Roll call vote.
Driscoll.
Yes.
Whitman.
Yes.
Broshiers.
Yes.
Rieker.
Yes.
Sams.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
All in favor.
Excellent. Okay, next order of business would be old business. Anything? Next order of business would be new business. Is there anything? And the next one would be the citizens' opportunity to address the zoning board of appeals on a non-agenda item. So something else that pertains to zoning and whatever? Anybody? Okay. You have to approach the microphone.
The first 2 items, you said that they would go to the city council. Do they all go to city council?
Yeah, sorry, my fault. All 4 of them would go through the council in the same
Next
process.
Tuesday?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And so if we weren't satisfied with your decision or how they're doing their building, then we can bring it up to the council.
Yes.
Council has the final say-so.
Yes, right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
And there's
you.
an opportunity at the beginning of that meeting to speak on an agenda item. The mayor will call for it, and that's the opportunity. It won't be as the item comes up, it'll be at the beginning of the meeting.
So these will be agenda items?
Correct.
Thank you.
And again, just for clarification, the fact that he's building the building is not what we approved here.
Apparently.
What we approved is the structure, the metal outside of it. He can build the building without all he needs is a permit from the city to do that. So it wouldn't come before us or the city council or anybody else to build the building. Well, all we did was approve the facade of the building. So just for
Right.
clarification.
And I know there was discussion about the facade, but not knowing the process, then did he agree to the recommendations that were made, or how was that handled?
In order to get the special permit, he would have to agree.
That'll
So-
be a condition of approval.
So it's the
So
condition
where
of
is it documented what the board is asking him to change about that? Is in your minutes then?
So there'll be a recommendation that gets provided from staff based upon the recommendation of the ZBA. That goes in front of the zoning, or in front of the city council. And then ultimately, at the end of city council, if it's approved by them, an ordinance is generated that says specifically, this is what you need to do to be compliant.
Right. And George, you asked if it would matter if he would put the thing back at grade, that was the original grade that was there. Is that a decision your board would even have made?
We can't make that now. I was hoping that maybe we could talk to him, maybe cut it down or something, you know.
Right.
I get what you, because, yeah. the bill is up.
It's amazing. I mean, it was already, I know the lot wasn't level enough, it has a little fall to the back, but he went well above the natural grade at the front of the lot, and rather than just filling the back to level it out based upon the front level, so it would go back and then build. So it is gonna put that thing up higher than what, and you are gonna be looking up at it, so.
There's, for cases like that, it's possible that we could have applied a condition related to grade. However, none of that applied based on the zoning, or based on the special use of the case. It was only related to the metal exterior of the building.
So how is something like that addressed? Is there any recourse?
So in the construction process, if there is a scenario where you're having an adjacent building that is being set much lower than the one that's being constructed, that's typically where that gets addressed as far as the building elevation.
As a special use process or anything the zoning board's even involved in?
Typically, no.
So that's why I'm asking
Yeah.
again, is there some place to go for that item?
No, I mean specifically if there is a building that sits up too high, I think it's based upon adjacent structures. And if it's the one that's being built is being constructed too high, yeah, that's where they address the grade prior to construction.
Who addresses that?
So that'd be our building inspector.
And who is that?
Our building inspector right now is Brian Perkins. But there's a number of us that take a look at different projects. So you have Public Works and you have others that review projects depending upon the nature of them. In a residential setting, it's likely going to be Brad or myself on the zoning side and Brian on the construction side.
You're welcome to stay after and ask for more information
Of whom?
of us.
Oh, okay.
But this agenda item
Right.
was the citizens' opportunity to address the ZBA on
Yes.
non-agenda item, and you're addressing
I
us on an
understood you
agenda
stressed
item.
that.
So I think we can probably wrap this up and take it offline after the meeting. How's that?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Motion to adjourn. Anyone?
I'll make it
Second?
second.
Okay, all in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Nope. This meeting has been adjourned. Thank you.